Town, Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show for August 24th, 2022. I'm your host, Ben Fadden. The Padres and the Guardians get underway today. A little after 1 o'clock, 1:10. Valley Sports San Diego, 97.3 The Fan. And it was announced today, by the way, that 97.3 The Fan will continue to carry Padres games for the next 5 years, I believe. So congratulations to the Odyssey company, that family, and that station for keeping Padres games. And so we'll be able to hear Jesse and Tony for the next at least 5 years on the station. They'll be calling today's game there as the Padres try to get their 69th win on the season. The Guardians are 65-56. Excuse me. Before we get started, by the way, if you don't, you can follow the social media channels at Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I use Twitter the most, Instagram the second most, so those are probably the two main places to follow. If I've not said my name already, my name is Ben Fadden. I'm your host. Blake Snell is on the mound for the Padres. Cal Quantrill is on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians. Snell, his last start, remember that was coming after the car accident that he was involved in before his last Friday start, where he went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. I wasn't worried after that start. I'm sure it's probably hard for him, to go start a game like that after those circumstances, right? So hopefully he's better today. I didn't want to give him crap or anything for his start because I'm sure those, like I said, those are hard circumstances. Uh, but look, he even those 3 runs, like, he pitched good, but that was the game. Remember, Josh Hader came in with a tie game, and he blew it. Threw the ball down the right field line, scored a run, gave up a home run to a guy that's never hit a home run in the big leagues before. So that was on Hader. Maybe a little bit on the offense. Couldn't get a whole lot going in that game. Sounds like last night, right, where they left 10 guys on base. I think they were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Um, Grisham struck out 4 times. Manny popped out to second with runners on. Crony struck out looking with runners on. Uh, Alfaro, Myers, a bunch of strikeouts in that game. So you hope that they can turn it around. But our luck, Cal Quantrill is going to come in here today, the former Padre, and absolutely dominate. Juan Soto is not in the lineup again. He's dealing with that back tightness, I think is what it is, or back stiffness. I think it's back stiffness. He was scratched right before the game yesterday when he was in the cage trying to swing. It just didn't feel right, so they just didn't push it. And Bomel said after the game yesterday that he was not expected to be playing in the game today, wasn't expected to be in the lineup, and he's not in the lineup. Cal Quantrill, by the way, last start went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. He's been up and down this month. He's given up 4 runs a couple times, but then those middle 2 starts this month here in August, he didn't allow any runs, and he walked 1 guy combined in those 2 starts. Struck out 11 combined in those 2 starts. He's been up and down a lot this season. There's been some outings where he's allowed 1 run or no runs, but then there's been some outings where he's allowed 5 runs. Yeah, 5 runs, it looks like, is the most that he's allowed, earned runs, that is. He's had some 8 or 6-run allowed games, but those all weren't earned. But it feels like, with the Guardians, he's getting more of a leash. They're more confident in him than the Padres were when Quantrill was a Padre, but again, those were different circumstances. Quantrill was, just coming up in the big leagues, and the Padres now, they have Mike Clevenger. I think they'd rather have Clevenger than Quantrill, if I'm being honest. At least right now, I would. They have Musgrove, Darvish, Snell. They have this rotation here, a strong rotation, that is, I think, still. And so I think they're happy still with that trade right now. Quantrill was a first-round pick, went to Stanford. But hey, you got to give up good players to get good players, and that's what the Padres have done here in multiple trades, including this Clevenger trade. What's up, Yoon Jazz, Brent in the chat? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Lineups today. So Cleveland is rolling out a lot of the same names as last night. No Austin Hedges, though. So he played last night, struck out a few times. I think one was looking, one was swinging. Don't miss that guy really at all, to be honest. Steven Kwan leading off for them. Ahmed Rosario, Jose Ramirez, Oscar Gonzalez homered last night. He's hitting fourth. Josh Naylor, former Padre, he's DHing. He was at first last night. Owen Miller is at first. Tonight, he's a former Padre prospect. Tyler Freeman's at second. Luke Maley is catching. I think he's a former Red. Miles Straw, the former Astro, is in center field. And then with the Padres, no Soto. So that means that you have Myers in right field again. Profar leading off, Crony's hitting second, just like he did last night. Manny's batting third, Drury's batting fourth, and he's playing first. So Josh Bell's DHing. He's batting fifth. Kim's at short, Myers in right, Grisham in center, Alfaro is catching. Not a big sample size in terms of matchups. Kim's had 2 at-bats off of Quantrill's, hitting 500 off him. That was, I believe, from earlier this year when the Padres faced the Guardians in Cleveland. So I'm not taking anything from that. My Padre pick today is going to be who was it? Ha-Seong Kim. I liked what I've seen out of him recently. I liked what I saw out of him last night. I know he had at least one hit last night. He was tremendous defense, like he's pretty much had all year. So I'm going to go with Ha-Seong Kim. Like I mentioned, has pretty good numbers off Quantrill, but it's 2 at-bats, so it doesn't mean anything. In terms of the Padres lineup, kind of the way they have to roll it out. Maybe you want Ha-Seong Kim hitting second and Crony hitting sixth. Some fans might want that. But Crony's a lefty, Kim is a righty, and Quantrill is a righty. A righty's on the mound. So you're going to roll out 3 straight righties, matchup-wise, favorable or 4 straight righties because Drury's a righty too. Well, Bell's a righty. No, Bell would be a lefty. No, Profar would be a lefty, sorry. So lefty, right. So 3 righties, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest of the lineup. I'm fine with the way it is. Grisham, catcher, and Grisham and the catcher, Alfaro. They're going to be down there 8-9, Myers 7. Not a whole lot to talk about with this lineup. Hopefully Soto, now he's going to have, 3 days off if he doesn't pitch hit today. So, because you have the off day tomorrow. So 3 days off, play Kansas City on Friday. Hopefully he's back in there. As for the bullpen situation here, last night, Martinez was warming up. He did not pitch. So he should be good to go today. Garcia pitched yesterday, 19 pitches. Hill, 19 pitches. First time he allowed a run since July or June, I want to say. Maybe July, early July. He's been really, really good. I was talking about him on one of my underappreciated players on my last episode that's out right now on the podcast platforms and on this YouTube channel. He's been tremendous for this team. Chris Matt, 8 pitches last night. So Wilson hasn't pitched in forever. Suarez, Castillo was just brought up. He has not appeared in the big leagues yet, I believe, this year. He threw 10 pitches on the 21st, but that was in the minor leagues. So he's had a couple days off. Maybe he gets in a game today. Suarez, a bunch of guys are available. Hader's available, but they're probably waiting for a low leverage situation to bring him in. Don't know if they're going to get that low leverage situation today. He's had 4 days off now, which is good. Reset his mind, work on mechanics, right? That's why they did it, to get him out of that closer spot. So we'll see if he gets in today. I don't know. I already said Kim's my Padre pick. Last game it was Josh Bell. Yesterday he went 0-for, so I'm 77-42, I believe, this season in my Padre pick. Might be 77-43. I'll just say 77-43. I don't have any money on it, but I'm just keeping track here. The Padres, they got some help from the Dodgers last night. The Dodgers beat the Brewers, so the Padres are still a game and a half up on that wild card spot despite losing last night. It's too close for comfort, tell you that. I know the Guardians, they have a winning record, first place in the AL Central, but I still believe that the Padres are a better team than the Guardians. Maybe they're not playing better right now, as we saw last night, but I feel like they're a more talented team. Hopefully they can get a win today and get a 2-game split. The Padres 2023 schedule is out. I'll talk about that more on the series reaction episode after today's game, which is going to be here live on YouTube. So turn on those notifications for this YouTube channel if you have subscribed. If you have not subscribed, I encourage you to do so. Daily Padres content. JD's third here says, "Good afternoon, Ben. If everyone on the team are so great, why are we losing? Because they're not playing up to their potential. Josh Bell was hitting 300 with the Nationals. Obviously, it's well chronicled his struggles early with the Padres. Even though he hit a bullet last night, it went right to someone at second. Cronenworth could play better. Grisham leads the league in striking out looking, struck out 4 times last night. This guy's not playing good enough. That's why. You hope that they can turn it around. There's still time for them to turn it around. They're still in a playoff spot. So I still want to look at it from a positive viewpoint, you know? SD Fan 44 asked, "Do you think we end up below 500?" No, definitely not. We're not going to be below 500. That would be like a total collapse. I mean, right now, we think they're struggling right now offensively, and because they are, they're still 11 games over 500. They're not going to finish under 500. They don't have Vince Velasquez and Jake Arrieta out there on the mound, you know? I know we haven't hit September yet, but um, well, yeah, that's a good question from SD Fan here. Did you believe that? Or he's asking someone else in the chat. JD's third saying, "I will never say they'll get below 500." Well, because I'm confident in this team. I don't remember if I did say that they will be below 500 last year, but I probably didn't because I did believe in the team. You know, we didn't know that the team was going to collapse. Like if you asked me this question last year in August, I probably did say no, they're not going to be below 500 because I don't think Arrieta was on the team yet. I thought there was still time, you know, to make the postseason and turn it around, but they didn't. This year, though, it's like there's more talent on the team. I think last year we were just coming off 2020. You know, Tatis was still in the lineup and all that stuff. And we just really, really wanted to make the playoffs again, right? And not collapse. But this year, I think we like have a reason to believe that we're not going to, you know? There's other Padre fans that are saying the Padres are collapsing and it's 2021 all over again. I don't believe that that is. It's too early to say that again. Regardless of what JD's third wants to say here and all that, like, sorry, I believe in the team. Sorry. David asks, "What's going on with Alfaro? Should they bring up Campy?" Maybe. Someone asked me that on Twitter last night. I'm open to it, but if they're going to bring up Luis Camposano, I think they need to give him daily at-bats or at least regular at-bats because that's not what happened last time, right? Didn't he come up during that Cincinnati series earlier this year and he got like 14 at-bats? That's not really helping him. That's not really helping the team, right? And yeah, Alfaro doesn't look good at the plate. I just don't know if it's injury or what. He's probably not going to tell us. So I'd be open to Campy, but give him consistent at bats if you're going to put Alfaro on the IL. If you want to support the channel, by the way, you can use the super chat button there in the comments. Regular videos, you can use the super thanks button. I appreciate any and all support for the daily Padres content I'm putting out on this channel. Breakdowns, series reactions, daily pregame shows. A lot of good stuff. Interviews. I'm trying to get an interview for later this week. Maybe one next week. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. SD Fan 44 here. Can't blame you, Ben. I'm really 50-50 at this point. It's painful seeing how bad we've played since like May. Yeah, I know that they haven't played their best, especially recently, you know? Just look at the record. I understand that. But I'm gonna believe in this team, you know? Like it's not September yet. Um, I'm just not. I refuse to give up on this team until I have to. You know. Excuse me. I don't have a cough button. Um. Okay, JD's third here. Ben, it's okay to give them tough love. Why would they improve if we are okay with mediocrity? I don't know if we're okay with mediocrity. I don't think I'm okay with mediocrity. Like, um, if they don't make the playoffs, yeah, I'm gonna bash them. That would be inexcusable. You have to make the playoffs with this team and all the investments Peter and AJ have made. They've done their job. It's time for the players to do theirs. You know, um, I'm not okay with mediocrity with this team. All I'm saying is, I believe that this team can turn it around still. They're still in a playoff spot. Like, the starting pitching is pitching well, you know? If the offense starts to click, if Josh Hader turns it around, which I believe he can, because he knows what the problem is, just like Joe Musgrove knew what the problem was earlier this year. If guys turn it around, this team's going to be a good team. JT Snod here. Was Hosmer a big part of the clubhouse than we thought? A bigger part of the clubhouse than we thought? Maybe we need to take a better look at intangibles. I mean, yeah, sure. Was he a clubhouse leader and all that? Yes. Did it hurt for him to be traded? Yes. But come on, they got Juan Soto back. They got good players back. They still have leaders in that clubhouse. Musgrove. They still have Manny in there. Soto's emerged as a leader, right? They still have a lot of quality guys in that clubhouse. Sure, he was a big part of the clubhouse, but he wasn't helping the team win on the field, and that's what matters most. You know, were we talking about Hosmer was when Manny was hitting that walk-off home run against the Giants? Were we talking about Hosmer's clubhouse presence when these good moments were happening, or the good moments? Were we talking about that during Soto's debut when the Padres, had that great win against the Rockies that Wednesday night? No, when the team's winning, we're not talking about it. When they're losing, oh, is Hosmer a bigger part of this clubhouse than we thought? Okay, maybe. I'm sure he was an amazing teammate, but he wasn't helping the team win. And he's on the IL right now with some back strain or something. I I know Soto might be there too. I don't think so. I don't think Soto's going on the IL. I saw a question about that earlier here in the chat. I don't think so. JD's third says, "Do you see the team winning a World Series this year? What do you expect now?" I don't think they're the favorite to win the World Series this year. I still think they can. There's definitely a lot of work to be done, though. A lot of players have to play better. I think they can give the Dodgers a run for their money in the NLDS if that's when they face them. That's what I think right now. All right, I think that's going to do it. Quantrill against Snell today. 110's the first pitch. Padres, Guardians. I'll be back with a series reaction after the game. Talking Friars on Twitter, at Talking Friars, that is, for the in-game highlights and the clips and all that. I'm also on Instagram. Thank you for the support. Go Padres. Keep the faith, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.